It was a moonless night, and the wind whispered through a long-abandoned graveyard at the edge of a forgotten village. Twisted, dead trees stretched their skeletal branches into the sky, and the air smelled of damp earth and decay. At the center of this graveyard stood a small, crumbling hut, the home of Samuel Graves, a gravedigger who had spent decades burying the dead. 60 years old, thin and hunched, with a long white beard and hollow eyes, Samuel had seen more death than most people could imagine. That night, he was digging the grave of the village chief's son. The only sounds were the rustling of leaves and distant, mournful barking of stray dogs. As Samuel's shovel struck something hard in the earth, he froze. Peeling away the soil, he uncovered a dark wooden coffin, unlike any he had ever seen. Its black surface glistened with what looked like fresh blood, and across its lid, a message was scrawled in crimson. "Do not bury me again. I will return." The old man shivered, feeling a chill run down his spine. He held up his lantern, trying to see the coffin more clearly. The air around it seemed to shimmer, and the fog thickened. Curiosity overtook caution. He reached out and touched the lid, and it creaked open on its own. Inside lay a body wrapped in a blood-soaked shroud. Its eyes were wide open, staring at him as if alive. A soft, chilling whisper escaped the coffin. "My revenge is not finished." The lantern flickered and went out. The graveyard plunged into darkness. Samuel staggered back, heart racing. He slammed the lid shut and tried to bury the coffin again, throwing handfuls of dirt over it. Suddenly, the ground shook. A blood-curdling scream echoed from below, and the coffin began to move on its own, sliding across the grave. Samuel turned to flee, but heard the dragging sound of footsteps following him. He spun around, but the coffin was gliding steadily toward him, as if alive. In a voice that chilled him to the bone, the coffin whispered, "You woke me. Now you will never rest." He ran through the foggy graveyard, stumbling over roots and gravestones, as leaves whipped across his face. At dawn, villagers found Samuel's body near the old coffin, lying face up in the dirt. His eyes were wide with terror, his hands covered in blood, and his face pale as death itself. The coffin stood beside him, now closed. Written in fresh blood across its lid were the words, "Another soul has joined me." Even the village priest could not bury it. Every time they tried, the coffin rose back to the surface, as if the earth itself rejected it. The villagers abandoned the graveyard. To this day, it is called the Cursed Graveyard, and none dare enter after nightfall. Months later, a young man named Cameron, eager to uncover the truth, ventured into the graveyard. The fog hung thick, and the coffin sat silently in the moonlight, blood-red letters glowing faintly on its lid. He opened it carefully, but it was empty. Only Samuel's broken prayer beads remained, along with a note. "He who awakens me shall never sleep again." The coffin's lid rattled slowly, and in the silence a whisper echoed, "Your turn will come soon." Now, on full moon nights, those who pass the graveyard say they can hear the creaking lid and the soft whispers of a coffin searching for its next victim. Some secrets are best left undisturbed. Some graves should never be opened, and some coffins are never meant to be buried.